Hi everyone, this is Shiro from Guided Soul-ution, and welcome to our channel. So as we kick off this channel, our first episode is going to be about how to find the right intuitive counselor for you, or tips on how to get a reading. But before we begin, since this is our first episode, I'd like to briefly introduce myself to you and the vision behind Guided Soul-ution. Again, my name is Shiro Nobunaga, and I'm the spiritual counselor and teacher for Guided Soul-ution. And I utilize my intuitive gifts, predominantly claircognizance, to provide counsel, guidance, clarity, solutions, and healing for those who need it. Now, I am also a musician and a recording artist, and I still continue on that path as well. If you'd like to know more about me and my journey, as well as the services we provide, please visit my website and my blog. Now, Guided Soul-ution was founded with a vision to cultivate a community, a tribe, if you will. We call it the Sacred Circle. For seekers, intuitives, healers, creatives such as artists, and anyone that is on their ascension path to find their home. It's a place where diversity is embraced and appreciated. It's a place where individuality and their journey is respected. It's a place where we encourage one another to bestow infinite possibilities onto ourselves and being free from limiting beliefs and judgments. Now, if you are ever in need of assistance, a personal reading or counsel, or we have a team here as well of great healers and counselors. If you are guided to contact us, we will make sure to assist you in finding the right counsel for you. How to find the right intuitive counselor. The first thing that I always say to everyone is that finding the right counselor is just like choosing the right hairdresser for yourself. There are a lot of great ones out there, but not everyone is meant for you. And sometimes your friend could have a great experience, but that doesn't mean that it would be right for you either. So just go with what you feel in terms of natural connection, a chemistry, if you will. A lot of people ask me, are there good psychics and bad psychics? Well, first of all, I'm going to be using the word intuitive a lot because psychic, the word itself, seems outdated and it comes with a lot of negative connotation. So I will use the word intuitive. But in terms of good or bad, actually there is really no bad ones out there. Everyone is good in their own way. They see what they see and they tell you what they see. I think that the difference is how they interpret what they see and how they deliver it to you. And their intention will always affect their reading as well. So in terms of being able to find your own, honing in on your best counselor, I've provided some tips that through my observation may help you to have some reference for your own discernment. Number one, the best thing to do is to first and foremost know that there are a lot of styles out there. Just like musicians, they don't all play all types of genre, or they all have their style and their forte, and you choose your favorite band or artist based on what feels right to you, and it's the same way. Intuitives also have their styles. Some are tarot readers, some are astrologists, energy healers, straight mediums, straight intuitive readers, and even medical intuitives. So always know that there are styles out there. Some people prefer the tarot reader because it provides a visual guidance, and some people prefer more of a personal, interactive, like a counseling type of reading, such as the one that I provide, and that's okay too. So just know that there are a lot of different styles out there. Number two, and this is actually very important, have an intention. Intention is what infuses life into action. It is the energy that colors the result of the action. And the more clear your intent is in terms of finding the answers to your questions, the more you will maximize your session. And this intention thing actually goes both ways. And eventually I'm going to do an episode for the intuitives. Their intention is also just as important. Some are doing it for money, some are doing it genuinely to help people. Some people are more fear-based, so they they tend to tap into the darker side of your life. So the intention is everything. So have an intention, a clear one. Number 3, don't focus on the price. Intuitives come from $15 to $300, $400. There's really no market price there, and just because they're $15 doesn't mean that they're a bad reader. But being too focused on the price, it may not serve you well. Remember that the money you are spending is an investment to yourself, and this isn't limited to just readings. Whatever you're spending money on, know that is a reflection of value that you're spending for yourself. So spend it with joy and determine what is right for you, regardless of what the price is, of course within your means. Number 4, focus on yourself and don't get caught up in testing the reader. There are skeptics that will come and they want to figure you out, or if you're for real. And then there are also people who are really used to getting readings, and they kind of know, they think they know what to look for. They have their own little litmus test about what makes a good psychic reader or whatever. But really, or even looking too hard for the wow factor, like, oh my God, he knew this, or she described this person to a T, and so forth. Again, seeing is one thing, but how they deliver is another. So for you, because it's in the end, reading is a collaborative session, focus on you and focus on the answers you're looking for, because sometimes the off-the-cuff comments that they're making could be the most profound message that is meant for you. Number 5, have no expectation. This basically is saying keep an open mind. Again, this also applies to life overall. Having an expectation limits the possibilities. If you have something that you want to hear, again, that will cause you to miss something that is most profound. I have clients that are writing back to me a year later, sometimes even 2 years later, saying that they were listening to the recording of their first session and that they totally missed some of the most profound message for themselves because they were too caught up in looking for what they really wanted to hear at the time. So try to go in with an open mind, and again, keep asking yourself that question, what am I meant to hear today? In the end, you're going to take home what is meant for you, and it'll make sense for you. Number 6, don't get attached. If you have a great session with someone, it doesn't mean that is your go-to person forever, right? We tend to want to have that comfort space, and it's good. I have a lot of repeat clients as well, but I always remind them that if they're meant to go see someone, that they need someone else, that they should be open to that. Sometimes a certain reader is just meant to serve a purpose for that particular time in your life, and you are always evolving. Every moment you are evolving, and with that evolution, a different guide should come along to you, and it could be that same person is meant to serve you, but don't get attached to someone because you felt comfortable. And the other way is also the same. There are people who likes to dip into different psychics. I mean, some people do it for entertainment purposes, and that's okay too, but just remember that every session is a very spiritual connection you're making with the reader, and you're allowing the reader to access your energy, and it's like it is a very intimate and personal connection. And so you might not want to have all kinds of people sort of dabbling, because it may cause you to be confused. It might not serve you well. Ultimately, lastly, but not the least, the number 7 would be to trust your intuition. There are no coincidences in this divine providence called life. And the connection with an intuitive messenger is also an appointed one. And how we would know this is by following the most authentic navigational system, which is our feelings, our gut feelings, our intuition. Remember, we are a spiritual being having a physical experience, and we are all intuitive beings. We are all sixth sense beings, complete as a sixth sense beings. Just because the world does not recognize or offer education on our sixth sense doesn't mean that it's not there. Detectives use gut feelings, mothers use their instincts, creatives call it inspirations, business people make intuitive decisions all the time. Intuition is active in our daily lives. It's just that we don't have a conscious awareness of it all the time. Intuitives just so happens to use their sixth sense as their expertise to provide that service for you. And so in that sense, know that you have an intuition, and if you feel good about that person, or if you feel resonate with that message, you're gonna feel it. Even when you're shopping for different counselors, the way they talk, the way they deliver their message, because you can have 5 intuitives talking about the same thing, but just because of the way they say it, it may not register to you. And yet someone else may say the same thing in a different way, and it might really penetrate your heart, your soul. So in that sense, in the end, trust in your own gut feelings. Now, there are other things like future predictions and interpretation of the message. All of that gets into a lot more intricate stage. Like for future predictions, remember that they are tapping into one of the many potential outcomes that you hold. And I'm going to do an episode specifically on future predictions so that I can kind of break it down for you and show you a little more of the mechanism of how intuitives tap into different things. But I want to leave you with this 7 points for today. I hope it helped. I want you to use it as a reference point. It's never the only way. It's not a rule. But thank you for tuning in with me, and I will be introducing our team members as well eventually, and I'm going to do different episodes for different topics. Please subscribe. Please find me on Facebook as well. Follow me on Facebook. I have the Sacred Circle information as well. If you are local in California, please visit our Sacred Circle and meet a lot of great people here. There's a great soul family here as well. I look forward to hearing from you. Please feel free to comment. If you have any topics that you'd like me to discuss, please feel free to suggest it as well. Until the next time we meet, great to connect with you. Love and light to you. Namaste.